What you've just seen is a brand new project which is set to start construction in 2026. And the project is to build a future Formula 1 track in Rio de Janeiro. This would be the first time we've had a race in Rio since the 80s. And it's not the first time F1 and Rio have made headlines, because round about 2018 and 2019 there was big talks around the paddock that Interlagos would be replaced by a brand new circuit in Rio. These plans fell through round about 2021 because Interlagos managed to secure a 5-year deal with an F1. And because Rio was wanting to replace Interlagos and make the Rio International Auto Track, which was going to be the name of the circuit, the permanent home of the Brazilian Grand Prix, that completely fell through and all construction was given up in 2021. And now with a proper plan in place, with a private investment of over 1.3 billion in the Brazilian currency, which works out to be around 250 million US dollars, and if you want the British currency, it's around 190 million pounds. And if this all goes to plan, in a few years time we could either see Interlagos scrapped off the F1 calendar and replaced by this brand new project as the permanent home of the Brazilian Grand Prix, or with a bit of luck, let's hope we can get 2 Brazilian Grand Prix, which is what we all want to see. Now with this brand new circuit placed in a different location in Rio de Janeiro, it looks like they're very keen to get a brand new circuit in Rio underway and possibly a second race in Brazil. As of November 2025, the most we know about this project for the moment is the construction will begin after the completion of the licensing process. This is scheduled for the first quarter of 2026, and the construction of the circuit itself should last approximately 2 years, taking us into 2028. So the first time we could possibly see this circuit on the Formula 1 calendar could be around 2028 or 2029. If the Autódromo de Guaratiba Park racetrack, which is the name of the circuit, was to make it onto the Formula 1 calendar, it would definitely be up there with some of the fastest circuits on that calendar. It would also surpass Interlagos, as apparently speeds of Formula 1 cars is set to reach an average of 241 km per hour. With the cars set to reach an average speed of 241 km an hour, they will also be driving round a 4.71 km long circuit, which only features 10 counterclockwise turns. By the time you come to the end of the 4.71 km long circuit, you should reach a lap time of around 1 minute and 9 or 1 minute and 10, which is the current estimated simulations, which you've also been able to see from the video footage taken from the City of Arts event on November 6th in Rio de Janeiro. But it's not just Formula 1 this circuit is being made for, it's also trying to expand for other sports as well, such as motorcycle racing and even IndyCar, which would be good to see. And if we did see those type of sports going round this circuit, the capacity of the venue is set to be around about 120,000 people. The history between Formula 1 and Rio nearly goes back half a century, as the first Grand Prix took place at the Hagarapagua circuit in 1978. Hagarapagua would later be named the Autódromo International Nelson Piquet. The venue would host 10 Grand Prix in its time of being a part of the Formula 1 calendar from 1978 and its final Grand Prix in 1989. Now unfortunately we don't have the option to hold a Grand Prix in Rio at this circuit, because in 2012 the circuit was demolished to make way for the facilities to be used for the 2016 Summer Olympics. But if there was an option to host this Grand Prix circuit once again in the modern world, then I'm going to show you guys what the modern F1 cars would look like around this circuit.
Into the first corner, a right-hander. Fairly quick one, there's the curbs, watch out for the curbs, you don't want to get on those. And now accelerating down to the second corner, fairly slow one this, quite tight. Swinging out towards the curbs, it's all on one level this circuit. Now the right-hander, and now probably one of the slowest corners. Accelerating down this long straight with huge grandstands on the right hand side. They'll be packed with Brazilians, all in excitable mood on Sunday for the race. Through this left-hander, often an overtaking manoeuvre just before that corner. Another couple of swerves here. It's a very flowing circuit, very nice for the driver. Down a cog into this long left-hander. And now up on the curbs there, you could see how the car was unsettled by the curbs. Then left-hander again, and now coming up to the final corner. Fairly slow this. Across the start-finishing line.
Now at the moment we know Interlagos is contracted with Formula 1 up until 2030, so if Rio really does want to become the permanent home of the Brazilian Grand Prix, it's going to have to wait until 2031 or later. But if they're really desperate to get a race back in Rio and they want it back on the Formula 1 calendar, then I don't see the issue of having 2 Brazilian Grand Prix. And if it was to become the permanent home of the Brazilian Grand Prix, I'm going to leave you here with a side-on-side comparison between the current home of the Brazilian Grand Prix and potentially the future of the Brazilian Grand Prix. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you excited for this project? Would you like to see Rio back in the Formula 1 calendar? And would you even like to see 2 Brazilian Grand Prix in the near future? Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new to help me reach my current goal of 150,000 subscribers and to see more content like this. I'm going to let the video play out now, and yeah guys, take care and I'll see you in my next video.